my dudes, today is a very special day because it is my 2-year veganiversary. It's been 2 years since I bit the bullet and stopped eating animal products and stopped using animal products. So, congratulations to me. Hi, I'm Tiffany. I don't know if you know me, but if you don't, you should subscribe. And did I mention that I'm vegan? Did I mention my plant-based lifestyle? Really though, this is an exciting thing, and I wanted to make a reflection video just like I did last year about what I've learned and how I've changed in these last 48, wow, that's not the right math. 2 years is 24 months, you dummy. If you're interested in watching any of my previously made vegan videos, I've got a playlist and some links in the description, so go check those out. But today I am going to be responding to some of my old statements on veganism, because one major thing that I want to talk about is how much I've changed in terms of my attitude about veganism, about being a vegan, how I treat non-vegans. Let me just start with this clip from an old video. I'm angry that there are people who say that they care about this planet and they care about the environment, but they would never go vegan. People want to feel like they're doing a good job by driving a hybrid or turning off the faucet when they brush their teeth, but they would never stop eating hamburgers. Watching that back, I'll be the first to admit that that video was very sassy, and that kind of attitude is probably not gonna get people to go vegan. Through these 2 years, I've learned so much, and I get very passionate and very fired up about why I'm a vegan. And I'm also extremely disappointed in the animal agriculture industry and all of its impacts on the environment, the animals, and more. But that is still not a good excuse to be a dick to people. Who knew? In that video, I had good intentions, but it comes off in a bad way, you know? I think it's better to encourage people to do their best in terms of eating minimal or no animal products, rather than shame them for not being a perfect vegan. And that's obvious, right?
By the way, there's no such thing as a perfect vegan.
But it's hard. It's really, really hard. I watched Supreme Banana's video recently, I'll put it here, where she was talking about this subject, basically. Shaming non-vegans or making people feel bad when they're not perfect. And that video was amazing because, especially here on YouTube, the vegan community, a lot of people have weird feelings about it. A lot of vegans on YouTube have weird feelings about it. So, you know, when you tell people, okay, you have to go vegan, you have to eat this percent carbs, this percent fat, this percent fruit and vegetables, and you have to look really Instagrammable at all the times, and you know, it's so stressful, and that's not realistic. And then you've got people literally attacking people and picking apart everything that they say, do, eat, and that's not great. That's an understatement. It's horrible. Sorry, I'm choking on something. Did I mention I'm vegan? Oh, suddenly I feel better. Anyway, yes, today, after 2 years of being vegan, after going through all sorts of little phases, after being super aggressive sometimes and going on tweet rants that probably offended a lot of people, I have decided I'm gonna be a calm, helpful vegan who's here to offer words of wisdom or advice or answer any questions. And of course, I will still be encouraging a vegan lifestyle. I think the ultimate goal that everybody should have is to be 100% vegan, but for a lot of people, that seems very difficult. So I would rather encourage people to slowly but surely keep minimizing that animal product intake until they get to vegan. You know, I'd much rather have someone be 80 or 90% vegan than give up entirely because it's too hard and they're scared of the pressure and the judgment. Another thing that I've said in the past is that basically it's possible for everyone to be vegan, and that basically you're a selfish person if you don't go vegan right now. Play the clip. At this time where developed nations are so privileged and have such a wide variety and selection of food choices, it is not morally right to still be eating animal products after you hear the impact of the entire industry worldwide. In some ways, I do agree with my past self, but I guess, again, this wasn't phrased very well. I do believe that a lot of people, the most privileged people, definitely have the access of as much vegan food as they could ever need.
Side note, this is a concept that I think about often, but basically it's that the more privileged you are, basically the more financial means you have, you kind of do definitely have a moral obligation and responsibility to be a better, more ethical consumer. So if you're very wealthy, you should not be buying clothing from fast fashion retailers such as Forever 21. You should be using your money and your privilege to support more ethical brands because you can afford it. So kind of on that same note, it applies to food. If you're privileged enough to have the means to make more ethical choices, you need to be doing that. I understand that there are people who are less privileged, so it makes sense that they don't have as many options. They might be forced to buy fast fashion because that's what's accessible to them based on their budget. They may be forced to eat fast food, which is not vegan friendly, because that's what's within their budget. But if you have a larger budget, you should be aiming to be at the top and be a more ethical consumer because you can. Let's talk about that. That's an interesting concept.
Of course, it's a lot more complicated for families, for people who don't have a lot of money, or for teenagers who can't control what their parents buy for groceries. And sometimes animal products are deeply ingrained in cultural values. So a lot of people just collectively kind of could never even imagine going vegan because that literally goes against like their cultural values. That's huge. That's important. You can't just overlook that past Tiffany. But that being said, I still think it's possible to move toward veganism. Everybody can do it. In terms of affordability, basically if you have the wiggle room to make choices between brands or between, you know, beef or chicken, you have the room to pick vegan things instead. So I'm sticking to that.
And by this, I don't mean like vegan chicken or beef substitutes. I literally mean like an entirely different meal choice, you know? For a family of 4, instead of making hamburgers, sure, yeah, maybe a substitute. Veggie burgers, probably a comparable price. Families making pasta, you can still do pasta, just don't add meat to it and do a meatless sauce, vegan sauce. That's what I'm saying. In terms of most meals, either there is a very similarly priced way to make it vegan, or you can just think of new meal ideas that are fun and exciting and different. In general, vegan foods do not have to be expensive. The lack of meat or dairy or whatever in a food does not inherently make it expensive. There are so many things that are just naturally vegan. But yes, vegan substitutes like fake meat, whatever, those can be pricey. They're still good, but you don't have to buy them all the time.
Once again though, the main point that I want to drive home to everybody is you don't have to go vegan overnight like I did. You can make the slow transition, but the thing that's important is putting in that effort. You would be surprised how many times you're offered meat or cheese options and things, say at a restaurant. Start looking at the menus and really, meal by meal, try to pick a veggie option, try to pick a vegan option. It's not easy, it's difficult. But once you start doing it, you may love it. I love veggie burgers more than anything. And I never would have thought that because before I was vegan, I would always just order a plain cheeseburger and I never wanted to try anything new. So try some good new vegan food, it's delicious. Anyway, that's it. Everybody do your freaking best. Keep moving toward it. Keep eating less meat, less cheese, eat alternative milks. What? Drink almond milk, soy milk. Substitutions, you may have to pay extra at Starbucks and that's a pain, but it's worth it. Also, keep learning, keep educating yourself. Let's just keep encouraging each other to be better. Another major thing I've learned, chickpeas and lentils are the greatest things on the planet. I think about them and I appreciate them every day. All right, that's pretty much all I have. Oh, also, I wanted to show my vegan calculator. I don't know what it's called. My friend Michaela here on YouTube just had her 1-year vegan anniversary and tweeted it. So these are my statistics, I guess. How many resources that I've saved in my 2 years of being vegan compared to the resources I would have used if I was not vegan these past 2 years. Here we go. That is incredible, and that's why it matters meal by meal to make the choice to do meatless, to do veggie, to do vegan. Let's do it. Everybody in the comments below, if you've got any questions, if you got vegan stories, if you have anything to talk about, let me know. Once again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you so much, that's so nice. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat And as well, please subscribe to my vlog channel where I post sometimes twice a week if you want to see a little bit more of this visage. That's it. I love you guys with all my freaking vegan heart. Have a very vegan day, and Kay, thanks, bye.